Hello. Hello, my fellow YouTubers. It's me again, Carlita, your Spice Queen. Yeah, I am here again with another word on the curve. Another word on the curve. And the word is somebody does not want to be touched. On The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 7, Episode 1, Spring Awakening. Want to know who that is? Well, I have the answer. But before we get started, let's do our natural, normal thing. Let's like, subscribe, share, comment, and if you are already a Spicer, please hit the notification bell so you can be alerted when I upload new content. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, now with every word on the curve, there is an article. So, this information is brought to us by Vulture, New York Vulture. Okay, and it is authored by Shamira Abram, okay, on October the 9th, 2022. And it reads The Real Housewives of Potomac season premiere recap, cherry blossom and new bosoms. Okay, now it starts. Welcome back to the greater DMV area, folks, and not a moment too soon. If I had to endure another week, now this is the author, okay, speaking. If I had to do, I'm sorry, if I had to endure another week of Beverly Hills Housewives community squabbling on social media over Kathy Hilton versus Lizard Renner and the fight that shall not be named, I might have pulled a Lord and launched myself into the Potomac River to escape the misery. The Potomac girls are here to show everyone how it's done. And I am so excited. Again, this is the author, but I'm excited too. I am so excited to be back on this journey with you all. Okay, this episode is largely establishing what all the ladies are up to today and where they stand with each other. But it also showcases how the franchise has grown to the unexpected powerhouse of the Housewives empire. The mocking opening sequence framing around etiquette is a truly inspired choice. As Potomac OGs will know, the first two seasons of this show was a mess. It was a mess of respectability. Respectability, I'm sorry, let me get right. Of respectability politics and full performances of high class propriety. Before the cast realized they needed to make good TV, and Candace and Monique kicked the series up another notch, the season preview is full of little callbacks for faithful fans. Are we finally going to hear about Karen's Mr. Blue Eyes and her dalliances? Is that why Karen refuses to engage with I'm sorry. Is that why Karen refuses to engage with returning friend of Sharice Jordan? See it there? Them sitting together back in the day? Okay, that might be Karen, but that's the picture I have. Okay, so Sharice Jordan, who originally outed her business in the 2017 reunion, time will only tell. Okay, let's move on. But let's start with the most important news. Let's start with the most important news. Our television screens are finally free of the pasty abomination that is Michael Darby. And if that isn't a testament to the power of collective prayer, I don't know what else is. Bravo had no business continuing to include him on the show after his repeated drunken altercations and alleged abuse of crew over multiple seasons. But if I run down my list of transgressions that Bravo and Andy have committed in pursuit of entertaining TV, we will be here for longer than Robin and Juan's engagement. And that's shade. I am looking forward to seeing Ashley navigate life as a single mom and figuring out what that looks like for her, as is apparently Candace, which is an unexpected and pleasant surprise considering the very fraught ups and downs the two have been on throughout the seasons. Okay? When Ashley explains her reasons for separating, they are completely understandable. She is settling down into more of a full time parenting lifestyle and wants to put her wilder days behind her. Michael has no intentions of slowing down his antics. Something had to give, right? Single Ashley isn't just knockoff Doja Cat impression on TikTok and heavy bronzer, though. Okay, although I'm loving that she's in her Sandy in a leather jacket from Grease phase. A separation and divorce requires that she takes some decisive action to move forward for her and her two sons. And Ashley is understandably a bit hesitant to take the leap and move away from the security she built for herself. Luckily, she has already met all of the conditions of the prenup and made sure that fans witnessed it on camera, which which I'm certain was intentional on her part. That's smart, right? But now that it's time to pick a house and settle, she is foolishly looking into buying the house under a joint LLC, which is a rookie mistake when it comes to separating house assets. Her castmates think that she is lying about wanting to divorce. But but I think she's just being played by a partner who is making it seem like he wants to keep it as amicable as possible. Like her Uncle Lump told her, she needs a lawyer yesterday so that she doesn't end up getting completely blindsided in negotiations. Now, advice is another person who definitely need advice is Wendy Osefo, who is committed to doing way too much with no signs of slowing down. She is doing lesson plans, giving talks, working on her book, handling orders for her candle line. Mama, you need to get an assistant and a business manager and learn to delegate ASAP. As a fellow control freak, now this is the author saying this. As a fellow control freak, I understand how hard it is to ask for assistance and let go of tasks. But there are only so many hours in a day, and you are only going to work yourself into the ground. I'm speaking from experience as someone who is currently recovering from health problems. Again, this is the author. Currently recovering from health problems triggered by overworking. And as the season preview seems to indicate, she will also learn this the very hard way. But for now, she is trying to create a Nigerian busboy and poet in Baltimore and is recruiting Peter Thomas. Look at there. Look on the screen. Peter Thomas. She is recruiting Peter Thomas' assistant to help execute her vision. Peter seems to be selling her a bit of a pipe dream. 20% return in the restaurant slash lounge business, even after 2 years, seems ambitious given the average margins in that sector. But hey, there is a large Nigerian demographic in the DMV, and if she can tap into the promoter circuit and get artists to do shows there, perhaps there is a chance that she really flips a bag. Okay, now here we go. Candace and Chris are booked and busy. Her album, her album has her touring with R&B legends, and she's working on new music. And Chris has a new job working at a fairly trendy rooftop bar at the Hotel Washington, which used to be the W. There are genuinely great views up there. Okay, you would think now that they are firmly a double income household in their dream $1 million house. That all as well. They are even starting family planning, with Candace getting her eggs frozen. But the two just seem to be on different pages on what a successful relationship should be. Candace seem to not understand that the hospitality and service industry comes with a lot of late night and odd hours, and it is a current source of tension. Okay, I think they just continue to have a case of mismatched expectations, but their communication with each other remains horrible. I hope they begin going to counseling to resolve that. Okay, as we already know, fairly soon Giselle will be inserting herself into the marriage and and accusing Chris of inappropriate late night behavior. So we will see where this goes. But Candace has made it very clear on social media that there is no love lost between her and Miss Bryant. Okay, and speaking of she is large and in charge and showing off her brand spanking new renovations, which look absolutely mediocre. Now, this is the author saying, it's not me, saying her renovations look absolutely mediocre. I don't know which contractor she had, but I have seriously seen 90-day makeovers jobs on HGTV that look more impressive than whatever her house is supposed to be serving. Thank God she has her daughters to help save her from her terrible sense of taste. Her healthy and open relationship with her daughters continue to be one of the best things about her. Okay, now her bestie, let's go to Robin. Her bestie Robin, who is in her as told by Ginger era this season, is of course still unmarried. When she meets with Sharice, see Sharice there on the left side there? When she meet with Sharice and her new boobs, I guess Sharice got some new boobs. However, she reveals that she is interested in drafting a prenup, which makes more wonder if financials have been the main reason she dragged her feet in going to the altar thus far. From her perspective, she signed a prenup when she married an NBA player, right? And now that she is the primary breadwinner, it makes sense for her to protect her assets. I am totally on board with her logic there. Well, I hit the brakes. Where I hit the brakes is her position that housewives are entitled to 50% of the assets generated in a marriage if that is what the couple has agreed to. Never mind it being the legal standard, it speaks to a complete devaluation. I'm saying, devaluation of the labor of the stay-at-home parent. Okay, Robin has spoken at length about how she was left to her own devices to raise the children while Juan was out doing whatever the hell he wanted. Does she think full-time child rearing isn't labor? That's a question. The logic of depriving the stay-at-home parent is how many women were trapped in marriages for decades before they were unable to generate their own income. Okay, I know she has her resentments and mistrust with regards to letting Juan reap the benefits of how she rebuilt her life, but making a blanket statement like that is very, very irresponsible. Okay, now let's go over here. Now let's go to Mia. Mia is coming out the gate with controversy, which is positively unsurprising. She has moved to the Potomac, down the road from Karen, who has who has since apparently fallen out with. Okay, who she has since apparently fallen out with. During this time, she was dealing with a serious health scare, which looked like it could be cancer. She ran to Instagram to express her panic and then later clarified she was getting tested, right? This has been turned into Mia's playing about cancer or lying about having cancer, which I don't exactly think is the case. I don't think well, that's often, and this is me. I don't think that no one should. No, the average person wouldn't do that. I am not seeking to play devil's advocate here. I know she is prone to stretching the truth or giving her version of it as is convenient. But as someone who has had several friends go through this process and has recently gone through intensive testing for a battery of illnesses myself, this is the author talking. Doctors generally start with ruling out the most extreme cases first, and with masses, the first hurdle to clear is cancer, which is terrifying. I don't think she should have gone to Instagram before knowing one way or another. But I don't think she lied for sympathy. She is dealing with a health issue. Doctors are trying to figure out what it is. And she first went through oncologists. Okay, I agree with on that. This all comes to a head. This all comes to a head at Karen Springs. I'm sorry. This all comes to a head at Karen's spring party. Sorry. Well, Giselle confronts Mia over social media behavior and is rebuffed with a firm, end quote, fuck you. Excuse my language. Giselle in turn hits Wendy. Now she go and hit Wendy with a strong Heisman for attempting to say hello, literally saying, "Don't touch me." See her there? That's her. See her face, right? Right. So, right. So we were stating that was a fake. Okay. I'm sorry. Wendy with a strong Heisman up for attempting to touch her. Okay. I'm sorry, and I'm so sorry. Okay, Wendy was a strong Heisman of attempting to say hello, literally saying, "Don't touch me," right? Saying that it was the fakest shit she ever seen, right? Giselle still smarting from Wendy's Ivy win her last season is both hilarious and hypocritical. It is purely based on the fact that Wendy refused to, let's say, genuflect and kiss the ring. Okay, Karen spent the entire season behaving similarly and went so far as accusing her of saying, so far of accusing her. Okay, it says accusing her of having. I'm so sorry, and went so far as accusing her as having STDs. And those two are back to being the frenemies they have been since season one. Wendy just didn't play the game of housewives and accept that Giselle is supposed to be the queen bee, and Giselle is determined to punish her for it. In her words, quote, "That's not how it works in Giselle world," end quote. We'll see how long that lasts, right? But we are certain to be in for an entertaining ride. Okay, so believe it or not, that was a long article. I am at the end of that article, and it was very, very informing. Okay, it was informing, so you can catch if you back up on this video, you can go back and read the actual um um statement that Mia put on the IG. So I put it back on the screen just there. So I'll leave it there for a moment. But anyway, so my ending thoughts. The episode was very, very exciting. I did like it. I actually look forward to the next episode. Like I took my time and read this article because for me this article was more detailed than the actual notes that I took, which was very, very similar to this. But what this is more added and more, detailed. So I hope this was very, very informative to you all. I hope it was informative. I found it to be very, very informative. Giselle daughters are beautiful. They are very, very beautiful. They're growing so fast. Jesus Christ, they're growing so fast. And look at there. Let's look here. Look at Candace. Candace is doing the daggone thing. Look at the cover of her album. She's out there trying to do the thing. I wish her luck. I really, really do wish her luck. And I will be looking for deep space myself. Okay. Yep. So yeah, we're just gonna go through this. I wish I wish Wendy can find someone else to get some advice from in reference to how to, run that shop, because Peter for me is kind of sketchy. Okay. Now I could be wrong, but just been a little bit sketchy. Okay. And like I said, I hope that Ashley does well. Wish her well on that, and we'll be looking at them and keep up with them and follow up with them. Okay, so now without further ado, please like, subscribe. Please subscribe. I have 146 members, subscribers, spicers, and you could be that 147th one. Okay, so I will see you. I will see you on my next video.